Okay, so what I was going to say is there's a thing called a character set that you can create out of a rig. It's basically just a grouping of controls. So you could say when you're animating, you could have an entire character in a character set, and then you could tell it to key everything in the character set automatically. And that way every time you make a change, and if you have the auto key on, it will key your entire character set. If you can also have character sets that say on your character, one of the two arms is a character set. So you can have a left arm character set and a right arm character set. And then every time if you were to select the right arm character set, then press key, then it would key everything on that right arm character set. Okay, I don't particularly like them, so yeah, use them at your own risk. They're really pretty easy to create, though. Okay, and then we think if there's anything else. Oh, some of you may not know how to play Blast. The fastest way, or the way I like to do it, is if you right-click in your timeline, just anywhere in your timeline, there's a Play Blast option at the very bottom of that. And you can pick your format, your quality, and the scale. A lot of times the scale by default is 1/2 what it normally is, so you'll have 1/4 the image size. With the speed of computers nowadays, I usually just turn this up to 100%. Tell it to save the file or to not save the file. If you're doing lip sync ever, then you can add sound to your playback, and then you can actually hear the sound in Maya to work with. Let me see. Oh, you can add keys as well. Really, a lot of these tools are worth looking up. I don't use hardly any of them, and I think most people don't use very many of them. And I think that's about it for animation. I guess I'll just go through and summarize the process real quick. When you're working in 3D, a lot of times you'll grab your main control, and you know the duration of your shot. You know that it's 33 frames. That's all you've got. So you'll grab the main control if the layout team doesn't do this for you, and you'll grab the main control and you'll key it in its start position, and then you'll go to the next key pose, and then you'll key it there, and then you'll do that all the way through to the end, and that way your character will be in the right place at the right time. And then you just got to make it look smooth. And that, I'm not even talking about key poses yet. That's just putting it in the right place. And a lot of times just doing that will help you get a feel for how fast the motion needs to be, or slow, or how much creative time you have. If you want to do a little more, if he's walking from A to B, and he's walking from frame 1 to 20, then is that a slow walk for your character? Is that a fast walk for your character? If it's a fast one, what else do you want to fit in there? Or if it's a slow one, what else do you want to fit in there for your character? What kind of overlapping action do you want to add? Anyway, and then after you do that, you go to your key poses and you key pose them. And a lot of times what I saw the Disney animators do is they'll do this step stuff here, and they won't even let Maya tween it. So it's going to jump to each thing. So it's going to jump to each location. And that way they can get a better feel for the timing, if it's accurate or not. After they've got it figured out this way, they go ahead and they insert frames until they're animated on about 4s. And after they're animated just about on 4s, then, I can't say this is always true, general guideline here. After it's animated on about 4s and it looks nice, then you know all your key poses are set. Unless you get some really fast action where you have multiple key poses right next to each other. And then, in which case you'd want to have those all working also. And then after you get that done, then you can go through and you can let Maya smooth them for you and actually do the tweening. And then you can know for certain that your key poses are being hit and that Maya is going to do a smooth transition. And I've seen animators that do this get away with, keyframes as little as every 10 frames. Not for every controller, but for some of the attributes. They don't need to be keyed on 2s. So I think those tips will be helpful.